Jambo Mambo Familia Angu, mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli, habari yako, karibu to my home. I've had a wonderful day. It was quiet. I was by myself. I did see a nurse who basically told me that all of my symptoms are excellent. My blood pressure is very, very good. It was like 127 over 70 something, which is excellent. I'm just in a good mood, even though there are always clouds hanging over my head. Just a wonderful time of the year for me. I enjoyed it. Did I perform outstandingly as far as keeping all of my completing all of my fast days? A couple of days I had to conclude the fast early, but even so, I'm very, very happy with the way that this year has worked out. So I was watching Untrending, in her video, and she was talking about Rocio Cabrera, the horsewoman of Niabohan, seated in the royal mansion of Villa Medellin. The headquarters of no less a figure than I am Marwa, King of Kings, Capo de tutti capos. What else can we say about him? He who walks with his head held high in the sky and his feet deep in the waters. The Punjab of all Punjabs, and chief of everything else. Of course, I speak of I am Marwa, as I said. Poor Rocio Cabrera, she doesn't get it, does she? She doesn't get it. In fact, do most of you women get it? You see, can I tell you something? A man like Marwa, who has a history of globetrotting and jumping from bed to bed. Let me stop right here and say this. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe. I would like to see my channel get a little bigger. I don't know. But a bed jumper, like, notice I said a bed jumper, not a bedwetter. But a bed jumper like I am Marwa, okay, always has a problem. What is that problem? I will explain to you the nature of the problem. He gets bored with women very quickly. The fatal mistake that Rocio Cabrera made was this. She should have had a baby. If Marwa could have gotten her pregnant, I think that Marwa would have been ecstatic. Marwa would have been so happy, because whether nobody sees it or not, Marwa is in a competition with Davy, okay? In a traditional family, the son who has children first, a lot of the time steals the thunder of the sons who have not had children. Marwa has not had any children at this point that anybody knows of. I mean, knowing Marwa to be the rascal that he is, for all that we know, there are several young whelps running around the village of Niabohansit who, will resemble Marwa, and that is not that isn't something you would wish on a child. Did you by any chance see the pictures of Marwa at the Masai Mara riding around without his glasses on? That guy it has nothing to do with his injured eye, okay? They say that the eyes are the window of the soul. Okay, he looked like a complete and total predator. He looks like someone who would suck the eyeballs out of somebody's head, and he looks like somebody who would eat rat meat. we know that Marwa is in fact a rat rancher, and the big mistake that Rocio Cabrera has made was that she thought that the only thing that she needed to emphasize was sucking golf balls through 30 feet of garden hosing, just using that suction power, her suction power such that she could pick up weights, just sucking onto them. Poor Rocio thought that that's all that mattered, but I don't think that Marwa gives a good damn about actually being married. What he wants to do is have children. If you know people that are, looking to solve their immigration problems by having children or by marrying, what do they call children? They call children their anchors. Marwa is looking for anchors, but in my heart of heart, I'm convinced that he's bored by Rocio. And he's starting to be irritated with her. He repeatedly kept telling her, "You got to turn the radio off, Mom. Don't put me into any trouble. You got to." And eventually he had to go over and turn down her phone that was blasting some asinine Argentinian music. And I'm not trying to put down Argentinians. I just, the only thing that I ever heard come out of Argentina that I really enjoyed was merengues. And I used to enjoy merengues because I used to like not merengues, tango. I used to like tango because I used to like watching people dance the tango. But the point is that good old racist had her shot and she missed it. She failed to produce a progeny for I am Marwa. Part of the reason that Marwa wants a child is very simple. He wants it because he's in a competition with Davy, but above and beyond that, Marwa wants to validate his manhood. There are those of us who maintain that his relationship with Catriba is somewhat strange. Riding around on a motorcycle, clinging to him, bola to rear end, not a good look. Not a good look. Nobody knows what they do in private, those two men. But not a very good look. Anyway, a big comment about Fellow the Boy. Fellow the Boy has disgraced himself. He has made himself comical. The master builder. The man who juggles multiple hundreds, if not thousands, of construction sites. They're very not smart to make sure that the people who put the roof on his store, as they call it, that they didn't put on a leaky roof. If I was somebody in Nuevo Hampshire or in that area who wanted a project manager, I sure as hell wouldn't hire a project manager whose house is leaking of water. It kind of tells me, it speaks of a certain level of incompetence. I kind of like Fellow the Boy, but, my attitude is, there are facts that you should not bring into evidence about yourself. He should never have told people that he has a leaky roof. It makes him look like a big clown. Marwa can get away with that kind of thing. Why? Well, he's not a professional builder. He's a foolish man who goes around boasting about building houses in 7 days when everybody, including him, knows that that's a damn lie. But Fellow the Boy, on the other hand, likes to talk about the modules that he's taken and engineering and this and that. In fact, he's just as much of a incompetent bungler as Marwa or any of those other people. Really, again, I hate to say this, but the person who you have to look up to in Yabohansett happens to be Uncle Mo. Now he's installing car blocks on his paths and everything. By the time that Uncle Mo is done, that complex is gonna look like a jewel. But anyway, if you have watched this far, Asante Asana, please do like the video. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and please make a comment. I love comments. I love comments. I love talking with the people who comment. And shout out to what else can I call them? Shout out to my Facebook family. There are a handful of people who always comment, always, sometimes when I'm down, they have an encouraging word. May Allah bless each and every one of you. And as to everybody who just celebrated Eid or is still celebrating Eid, they say that this year Eid celebration is going to be shorter because of the tragedy that's going on in Gaza, and I just wish those people in Gaza well. I think that what's going on there is a tragedy. It's a tragedy for both sides, but especially for the people of Gaza. So let us keep them in our prayer. Again, if you have watched this far, Asante Asana, Kwaheri.